What's going on, YouTube? Hey, I've got an amazing episode for you today, and it's going to be all about wholesaling real estate for beginners. Hey guys, welcome back. In this episode, I'm going to be talking about 1, mindset. Number 2, getting started. 3, the books you need to read. And by the end of this video, you're going to know exactly how to get started wholesaling real estate today, even if you're a beginner. All right, let's talk about mindset first of all. I hope you don't click off this video. You might be, you know what? I don't want to hear any more about freaking mindset. People are always talking about mindset. Let me tell you, it's absolutely vital for you to know about mindset. We have 2 types of brains. We got our thriving brain and we got our surviving brain. I want to talk to you about getting out of that survive brain more into thrive brain, and that is your mindset. So what is the survival brain? The survival brain is our 5,500-year-old brain that has not ever been updated. We started with horses and then horse and buggy and then the Model T, and now people are driving around in Teslas that are driving for them and they don't even have to think about it. That is what the car industry has done. If we think about what our brains have done, it has not evolved since God created our brains. So what did our brains have to do when we were surviving, living in caves? We had to have packs. We had to have a tribe. We had to go out and hunt for food and forage and grow food. Eventually, when we started growing food, that helped with our survival. So we don't have to worry about that anymore. We can literally go to stores. We can order it and have it dropped off to us. I want you to get out of that survival brain and more into the thrive brain. Your thrive brain is, I can accomplish this. I can do these things. Our thrive brains, we are able to pretty much create anything we can think about. So how do we get more into thrive brain? And that is reading books like Think and Grow Rich. The Miracle Morning, about getting up early and literally just taking action before people wake up and start emailing you and calling you. The Richest Man in Babylon. And I'm not going to explain what these books are about because that's not what this video is about. It's about wholesaling real estate for beginners. Who, not how. If you have not read this book, it's an absolute game changer. And then Rich Dad, Poor Dad. That's a great book that a lot of people read. Rich Dad, Poor Dad, that literally opens up their mind or breaks their brain like Brent Daniels. I literally got to do a podcast interview on the Wholesaling Inc. podcast with Brent Daniels the other day. He said, Rich Dad, Poor Dad broke his brain when he was young, and that's what got him to start. And then the ABCs of real estate, written by Ken McElroy with the Rich Dad, Poor Dad Foundation. But why so much on books is because I want you to read daily. Maybe you don't read at all right now. If you just read 10 pages a day, 7 days a week, you will read 70 pages a week in a book, and you will start consuming books and it will change your mind. It's just like working out or getting the right diet, nutrition, and exercise. We've got to feed our mind the nutritious things. If we don't, other people like Netflix will read it. Like terrible shows that we watch on Netflix, all these things will feed our mind with the wrong ingredients. So enough on books. That gets you to your mindset, and that will give you the more of a thrive brain. So, all right, getting started. That's the next thing. Getting started in wholesaling real estate. That is probably one of the most important things you can do, is getting started today. Well, how do you get started? I'm going to give you a simple plan of what to do to get started. 1, you need to pick your playground. Exactly where you're going to start investing in real estate and selling real estate. Is it where you live? Are you going to do it virtually? Maybe you live in such an expensive area that you have to do it virtually, like somewhere like Oklahoma or Tennessee or Nashville or one of these places that you can get properties under contract at a discount and assign the contract. That's all wholesaling is. Let me just give you the quick definition of what wholesaling real estate is. You're literally getting a property under contract from Mary and John Smith. Mary and John Smith want to get rid of it because they inherited it, or it's run down, rental property. They're a tired landlord. They're sick of these moratoriums that the government, did to allow their tenants to live there for free for the last year. And they're just unloading that monkey off their back, that burden on their shoulders, and they want to get rid of it. You go to John and Mary Smith. Hopefully that's the people's name that I just used. John and Mary Smith. We'll stay with John and Mary Smith. And they want to get rid of it. They're willing to sell it for $90,000. It's worth $130,000. Why would John and Mary Smith get rid of it at a discount? Well, let me ask you, why do pawn shops exist? Why do people take Rolexes, which I'm not wearing one? Why do people take Rolexes and sell them for 50 cents on the dollar? It's because that pawn shops provide speed and convenience. That's all you are as a real estate wholesaler. You're providing a speed of service and convenience to help them get rid of that property quickly. That's all wholesaling is. So John and Mary Smith give you the property under contract for $90,000. It's worth $130,000. Basically, I'm going to take that contract for $90,000 and I'm going to take it to Bob the buyer. Bob the buyer has more houses. He has more money. He owns a bank and he is willing to buy it from you for $100,000. The property's worth $130,000. You've got it under contract for $90,000 from John and Mary Smith. And Bob the buyer is super happy because you're going to sell him that property for $100,000. He's going to walk into that property with $30,000 equity immediately. This is what rich people do, by the way. So eventually I want to get you out of the wholesaling, the contract, to owning that property. You know, you now bought it from John and Mary Smith for $90,000. It's worth $130,000. You now have $40,000 equity. So you're doing better than Bob the buyer. So Bob the buyer is going to pay you $100,000. You're going to keep the difference between $90,000 from John and Mary Smith to Bob the buyer of $100,000. So that's a $10,000 difference. If you do that once a week for 52 weeks a year, you're making $10,000 a week. So if your boss is not paying you for that much money, keep watching this video and go ahead and smash that subscribe button because I'm always giving stuff like this 5 days a week on this channel. All right, so I already talked a little bit about houses and buying from John and Mary Smith and selling to Bob the buyer. Let's talk about wholesaling land, something I'm so passionate about because hardly anybody is talking about it. It's literally the best kept secret and there's virtually no competition in this. Let's just say that John and Mary Smith also own a piece of land. They have that house, but they also have a buildable lot, let's just say in Nashville, Tennessee, that they also inherited, or let's just stay with they inherited it. They inherited it from Lisa's great uncle. Lisa gave this worthless lot that there's nothing on, there's houses all around it, and this lot is worthless because there's no house on it, right? Well, there's water running close by, and there's power running close by, and there's sewer running close by, and the city is begging for more housing. They're begging so much that they have rezoned this one lot or this area to be able to build multifamily, right? Let's just say they can build a fourplex there, not just a regular house, but a fourplex because they want to house 4 families because they need density, they need housing, they need affordable housing. Lisa's great uncle passes this property on to Lisa. She inherited this. It's not worth much, but she receives your letter saying, "Hey, Lisa, my name's Brent. I'd like to buy this land at a fair cash offer. If you're interested, call me or text me. God bless. Call. I'll talk to you soon." Well, Lisa texts me and says, "Hey, how much are you offering for that land?" I see that land, you know, her great uncle paid, you know, $150 for it in back 1982, and Lisa now inherited it for free. And I see that a builder down the street just paid $100,000 for, let's just say, an R6 lot. And I'm just making that up. An R6, let's just say that that's a zoning for, you know, a fourplex or higher. Well, this builder just paid $100,000 for an R6 lot, literally a half mile away, same size. It's a half-acre lot in Nashville, Tennessee. And I'm just making these numbers up right now. So I see that a builder just paid $100,000. Lisa wants to sell it to me. I call Lisa back and I say, "Hey, Lisa, if I could pay all cash and close this thing in the next 30 days, I'm going to handle everything. I'm literally going to be the most convenient buyer you ever dealt with. And by the end of this, you're going to be so happy. You're going to give me a 5-star review saying that Brent's business is the best to work with since sliced bread." And Lisa's like, "Absolutely, let's do it." I say, "Lisa, if I could do all that and I make you the most happy client ever and I buy your land and get it off your shoulders, what's the least you'd be willing to take for it?" And then if you notice, I pause there for a second. I literally put my hand over my mouth and let's just pretend this is a phone call. And I mute my phone. You have to mute your phone. And I don't say a word until Lisa says something. I'm going to let Lisa figure it out. And I don't care if it takes Lisa 2 minutes because she's not in a rush. She's got nothing else to do today. And I start getting nervous and I start sweating a little bit. Just keep sweating. Just hit that mute button. Don't say another word. And eventually Lisa's going to talk to maybe John and ask, "John, what do you think? We got it for nothing. What should we sell it for?" And John's like, "Well, I don't know. I'd like to go to Vegas, whatever. Let's get 50,000. So Lisa gets back on the phone, says, "Brent, 50,000. I unmute and I just sound deflated and let the air out of my balloon. I say, is that the best you can do? And I've got a script for this, by the way. And I'll offer you this script at the end of this video as a free gift. But I say, is that the best you're willing to do? Or is that the best you can do? And then I hit the mute button again and I put my hand over my mouth and Lisa, we go through the whole entire thing. John, what do you think? He doesn't want to pay 50. Well, what will he pay? Lisa gets back on and says, well, what can you pay? And that's when I give her my anchor. I'm going to anchor her down because I want to pull Lisa and John out of their high kite. Stop thinking about Vegas for a minute. Let's get this property off their back. And I say, you know what? My warm and fuzzy is $30,000. And Lisa goes, oh my God, you want us to give you the land? And I say, no, I'm not saying that's all it's worth. I'm just saying it's the most I can pay. You notice I'm trying to get the land for 30 cents on the dollar. I know Lisa and John are not going to go for this because they're not idiots, right? And Lisa says, he wants to buy $30,000. John's like, you gotta be kidding. Hang up on him. And I kid you not, I've had people hang up on me and I call them right back. And this is where that champion mindset comes back in. You call them back until they answer. And I'm so sorry. Like, I've got T-Mobile service. It sucks. And I'm always getting disconnected. I think we just got disconnected. So Lisa goes, no, I hung up on you. You're trying to steal my great uncle's land. He held it for all these years. I'm not going to give it to you. I'll sell it to you for $39,000 and you better not ask for one more penny. And I say, you know what, Lisa, I'm so sorry to upset you, but let's do it. Let's just do it. I feel great about you. I'm going to send over a purchase agreement right now. Give me 5 minutes. I'm going to call you back and we're going to walk through it on the DocuSign. And I buy this property. I literally get it under contract at $39,000. It's worth $100,000. I'm going to call that Toll Brothers builder that I just saw that paid for $100,000 for the same lot. And I'm going to do the same entire dance with him as well. Mr. Toll Brothers, yes, I see you just purchased a piece of land down the road. I've got one too. I've got it under contract actually. I got a purchase agreement that's assignable. I would like to see if you want to buy this one. What's the most you can pay for it? Hit that mute button, put that hand over my mouth, and I won't say another word. And usually they're going to want to do a little research and call you back. That's fine. I let them do it. But I don't wait for them to call me back. I say, hey, when do you want to talk again? Today's Monday, 9 a.m. You want to talk tomorrow? 10:30 a.m. Tuesday? And he says, yes, absolutely, let's do it. If he doesn't call me at 10:30, I'm calling him. And that's where he gives me that anchor. Yeah, we could do 75,000. And I said, oh man, I was hoping closer to 99,000. I see you just paid $100,000 for the one down the road. He says, all right, Brent, you got a deal. I'll pay you $100,000 for it. So I'm going to take $39,000 contract. Let's just call it 40 for easy numbers. I really love easy numbers. I got the property from John and Lisa Smith for $39,000, but let's just call it 40 because I'm going to walk at closing. I'm going to give John and Lisa Smith another $1,000 of cash because I want to get that 5-star review. Remember I talked about that? I'm going to walk to them with $1,000, 10 $100 bills in an envelope, and that's going to blow their socks off. They're going to be super happy because Lisa, mind you, she got this land for free. Now she's got $40,000 more in her pocket. And I mean, she's going to net that. The buyer, Toll Brothers, is going to pay all the closing costs. So I'm going to have a difference between $40,000 and $100,000. Do the math. That's an extra $60,000 in my pocket. Wholesaling real estate for beginners. So I hope you found value in this video. I don't want to forget about that free gift, and that's my script. Go to thelandsharks.com/script, and it is yours for free. I'm going to ask for your name and your email, and we're going to email it to you. And if you're interested in having me hold your hand to get you started wholesaling real estate as a beginner, head on over to thelandsharks.com. That's thelandsharks.com. It's on the screen. Schedule a call. Me and my team would be honored to see what your real estate investing goals are. And I would love to coach you in this process. And maybe you want to hear about what other people are doing with this. I have gotten my father to where he has done over 50 land deals in the last couple of years. Check out that podcast we just did together on Wholesaling Inc.